Okay, look, it's been a super long wait, but we are finally here. Invincible Season 2, Episode 1 finally dropped. I mean, the wait was killing me. I mean, my gosh. You can't make a Season 1 as strong and as powerful and as just gut-wrenchingly fucking fantastic as Invincible Season 1. You can't make a Season 1 that good and make people wait that long. But I will say this. I think the wait will be more than worth it because this first episode set the tone beautifully. Chef's kiss. Invincible Season 2, Episode 1. This is my reaction/review. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here. And look, this is my... I was about to say out of the theater reaction. I really got to stop saying that so much. Okay, this is my review of Invincible Season 2, Episode 1, review/reaction, spoiler free because I don't want to spoil this for anyone. I want us to be... Now, I will say this, as the weeks go on, I may have to start getting into spoiler reviews just because there's no way I'm not going to be able to talk about what is happening in this show into specific details. But as far as Episode 1 goes, there wasn't really anything crazy that happened where I need to address that in full detail, so I'm just going to kind of give my overview thoughts of the entire episode itself and just where I think this thing is headed, which is for a complete fucking train wreck in the greatest way possible. But look, honestly, the first thing that stood out 100% about this series, or I'm sorry, not the series, but this episode, is the intro. The way we are introduced to the multiverse and we are introduced to a completely different world. I can't necessarily say what's going on in that different world, but I'll just say that completely set the tone as to what these different multiverses can bring us and what these different multiverses can add to the story itself. And I'll say this, I know for a fact, the way that this multiverse, not idea, because the multiverse has been going on for a long time, and a lot of people have been trying to do the multiverse in a lot of different ways, and South Park even just made fun of the multiverse being very boring. I think Invincible is going to do the multiverse justice. The multiverse stories, the multiverse just idea, the theories and the multiverse idea in general, I think they're going to do it very right, and they are going to treat it with care, just because the way this story is handled, I'm not necessarily 100% sure. I know Sterling K. Brown is playing the antagonist or the villain in this series, the multiverse guy. I'm just going to call him the multiverse guy for now because I don't know his name. I'll probably know his name by next week. But the way that they just completely introduced us to this guy's powers and what he is originally intending on doing with his powers by just creating a utopia where, they don't have to go through what they're going through with their worlds being destroyed by Viltrumites and Earth just being completely taken over in all those places. I loved how his intentions were very pure and good at first, and then once his experiment goes chaotically wrong, the memories from all his other selves just start to merge within one, and that's where his origin really starts, because the version of himself that we are introduced to in the intro of this series is someone who has gone through a lot of pain. He's seen a lot. He's just seen it. The Earth is completely shattered and destroyed. Basically, in the trailer, when you see Mark, is this me getting into spoiler territory? Not necessarily. I'm going to call this a moiler, which is a minor spoiler. That's probably a very gross way to put it, but I'm going to call it a moiler. It's a minor spoiler. In the trailer, when Mark is giving his little speech on the screen and the Earth is destroyed behind him, that's all going on in the intro, and that's basically where this one variant of Sterling K. Brown's character is, and he's seen nothing but pain and just destruction, and it's just bad. It's just really bad. So that is really where this villain is getting all his anger and just vengeance from. He's getting it from that variant, and that's what he's about to turn into. But one thing that I have to praise the series for is, or the series, or the series in general, but for this episode, picking up where we left off after season 1 when where Omni-Man beat the, honestly, he beat the living shit out of Mark, but it was probably worse than that. It's an ass whooping that I've probably never seen happen in my life. It's one of the worst ass whoopings I've ever seen in my life, and Mark has to bounce back from that, and it's so hard to. It's like, I love just how they took the time to really show just how the aftermath of your dad, of finding out that your dad is not only coming from this planet of just evil super men and women-esque characters, but at the same time, you have to deal with the fact that you just got your ass completely handed to you by your dad, and you have to find a way to keep going on with life. And this entire, the first, Mark is in high school, so I think he's like 17. So the first like 17 years of your life, what you thought was your life, and it really never was that. That's not why your dad was there in the first place. That's not what your dad was there for. And he calls your mom a pet, and his mom, they even highlight how his mom has to deal with that, and she's trying to get through the days and deal with the aftermath of things like that. I love how they're highlighting just how painful that transition is for them. I love that they're really taking the time to highlight, like, this is hard. This is something that is not easy to move on from whatsoever. It's like, how do we move on from something like that? And I even love how Cecil is kind of keeping Mark on the sidelines in the beginning of this thing, because he's like, dude, your emotions are not in check. You are really just trying to do this to forget everything that happened, and that's not really what we need, because we don't need you, freaking out and turning into your dad, which is going to be a big theme of this series. Mark is going to try to escape from feeling like he is going to turn into his father, and he wants to be completely different from him. But as we know, that's not. He's going to show very mass similarities to his dad, some way, somehow, throughout this series. Like, he's definitely going to show different parallels as far as how he's very similar to his dad. But I just love how this episode is just really just setting the tone for everything that's going on in this thing as far as the multiverse goes. Like I said, I think they're going to do a phenomenal job with that, because I loved how it was introduced through this character of Sterling K. Brown's. I loved how his intentions were pure at first, and now they're going a little crazy due to the experiment going completely wrong. And I really just enjoyed how they are. Well, first of all, I gotta be 100% honest with y'all. Okay. It's like, can I really say this isn't really spoiler territory. I mean, he's in the trailer. Yeah. Okay, so he's in the trailer. So the Immortal character is back. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of the Immortal character. I think he's a douche. I think he should be completely just broken to bits any chance somebody gets, because he sucks. But I do enjoy this character having this sort of bad feeling towards Mark, because he worked with his dad for years, and his dad betrayed them. He killed the entire, what were they called? They're the Guardians. They are the Guardians. I didn't want to say, I keep thinking Guardians of Godolkin, because that's taking me back to Gen V, but they're the Guardians, and he worked with them for so long, and he betrayed them and killed all his friends, and they're basically family. They killed all his team members, and now he has to work with his son, and it's like, I can't fully trust you. I can't. Yeah, there's no way I can truly trust you because of where you came from and who your father is. It's like, you may have everybody else fooled, but I do not trust you whatsoever. I actually like that little plot detail, and I want to see how that plays out amongst the rest of the season. But I just really enjoyed how this episode kind of slowly is just easing us into what's going to happen here. Now this episode 1 is nowhere near intense as the episode 1 in season 1 was, where first of all, we had 3 episodes introduced to us in season 1 where we were just able to, there was no way they were going to be able to leave us with what the heck happened in season 1, where Omni-Man kills all those people, all the Guardians, and then he just moves on with his day. Like, there's no way they could have left us with that. So we got 2 more episodes after that, but this episode 1 here is kind of just easing us in, because they're basically saying, get ready for a wild ride. Get ready for an incredible, wild, insane ride. Like, this season is going to absolutely blow us away. I can tell just by everything that's going on, everything that's being set up here, everything that they are kind of alluding to. as far as they're wanting to get. They're honest. Okay, let me get my words together. So sorry. Everything they're alluding to as far as Cecil trying to get the Guardians to be more orderly as far as how they save people and stop like having so many casualties, because it's giving superheroes a bad look. It's giving superheroes a bad look, especially after Omni-Man completely just held his son's head and ran through a train of people and then beat him to a living pulp. And honestly, so many people died that day, and it's like, superheroes have got to start being more careful. Superheroes have got to start caring more about the lives around them, especially no matter how severe the threat is. We really have to start taking time to truly view our surroundings. Just be aware of our surroundings and be aware of the people around, and, you know, save as many lives as humanly possible, even if it means sometimes doing it in the most tragic casualty way. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Mark was dealing with when Mark had to go towards the end of this episode, where Mark has to go stop whatever I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my word, because I'm not trying to go too heavy into spoiler territory, but when basically Mark is sent on this mission at the end of this episode and he completes it, he doesn't necessarily feel like he completed it in a way that is helpful, but they're saying, look, dude, you did what you had to. You honestly did it in a way that helps, you know, even if lives were completely destroyed. Honestly, I love how everybody is really starting to finally understand that Mark's name is his actual superpower, being invincible. They're like, dude, there's no way this guy's actually invincible. There's no way, blah, blah, blah. Okay, one more thing. Mark, you gotta win a fight this season, man. You cannot go out an entire whole season again without winning a fight. And I'm talking about against like an actual supervillain, like somebody who is an actual threat. I need you to win a fight, because watching you get beat to a pulp every episode is starting. It's not getting tiresome. It's never. But it is getting tired, because I'm rooting for you. I'm Tyra Banks at this point. We were rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. You need to win a fight. I'm gonna leave that there though. But look, those are kind of my overall thoughts on just the first episode, and I just know that we are in for a complete and utter thrill ride when it comes to this series. Invincible. I'm so glad this show is back. I really, really enjoyed this episode because it's setting up so much. It is in not only Mark's actual life, as far as, you know, him going to college and things like that, but honestly his superhero life as well, how he's supposed to move on from that tragic past. And then we know at some point Omni-Man's going to be back. We know at some point he is going to run into his dad again, and I can't wait to see how all that develops. I love how they take the time with these how they take the time to actually develop these characters and truly have us resonate with what's going on in the series, and they're not really rushing anything. And that's what this episode was. This episode was meant to take its time and really build on what happened in the previous season and truly ease us into, you guys are not ready, what the fuck's about to happen next. So I appreciate that. Look, let me know your thoughts on Invincible Season 2, Episode 1, your thoughts on the previous season itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and so much more. Look, I really do appreciate it. This is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.